It's already happened. Yeah. That prophecy has already been fulfilled. All right? If you ask the man of the Lord. Go ahead.
God. This is Luke chapter 16, and I'm gonna start at verse 19. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
That's a beautiful point. Going into the fine linen, man. Okay? You go into Revelation and talk about the scarlet, all right, which is referring to the colors of Babylon.
Con. And when it was talking about fair sumptuous every day dressed in purple, purple represents royalty. You know, and where it said fair sumptuously every day, he never had no problems. He didn't have to worry about waking up, having to go to work, or waking up, having an off day, catching hell. He fared sumptuously every day. He gained every day. He wasn't stressing or nothing. He was rich. You know, there was nothing to stress about.
Again, when you look, if the world was in righteousness, and you looked up Esau or Edom, you would have Donald Trump's face right there. Because when you look at Donald Trump, it's the proudest, smuggest face you ever seen on the face of the planet, man. You know? The dude has no cares, no worries pertaining to anything in this life.
Yeah, brother.
The dude said a $13 million or $14 million loan from his father was chump change. He said, yeah, I got a small loan of $15 million from my father. But he was like, man, basically it's only that loan wasn't nothing. Right. My corporation is worth billions. That 14 billion. Man, that's these 14 billion. That's how prideful he is, man. Again, if the world was in righteousness and the world had and it was a righteous dictionary, and you look up Esau, you would have his face right there. And the way he make that little prune face with the duck lips, that's the face that you would see. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of swords.
Again, as we're breaking this down, those two entities represent something, man. All right, the rich man represents the so-called white man, okay, the wicked, and Lazarus represents the Israelites, man, chiefly the elect. Go ahead.
God, I want to bring the point really quick too, going into that. When you go into the name Lazarus, when you go into the Hebrew, it's Ezra, and when you go into that name, it means help, and that's the condition of our people right now. We need help. We need our deliverer to come deliver us out of this madness, okay? And it talks about him being laden with swords. When you go into those swords, that represents the affliction that we're catching, the slavery that we've been in, all the hell that we're catching daily, being laden with swords in the gate.
That's right.
Verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
That's right, desiring to be fed with the crumbs, man. What are the crumbs of the rich man's table? What is the crumbs of Esau's kingdom, man? Okay, the lavish gifts. Okay, the money, cars, clothes. Because Jake really don't want nothing. Jake don't even want substance. All right, for Jake to be asking for substance, that's more than the crumbs. That's asking for a plate. That's asking for a seat at the table, man. You want possession. I mean, you want substance. Like you want land. You want kingdoms. You know, you asking for a spot. But Jake just want the crumbs, man. Jake just want the crumbs at the table. A nice house all the way at the top. You know, a fancy car with a European name. You know, nice threads. You know, Jake is a simple man. Jake don't want too much. So that's what the crumbs of the table are, man. Okay? Again, for Jake to ask for acres of land, man. Like Jake been promised 40 acres in field. Jake don't even think about 40 acres in field. Jake would be content if you gave him a Lamborghini. It don't even have to be a 2016. It could be a 2002. I just want a Lamborghini. Good with it.
Verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Now, what are those dogs? Okay, the dogs are these heathen nations,
Right.
And and 2/3 of our own people. Okay, coming and licking those wounds, man.
That's right.
Now, what are those wounds? Again, as the brother said, the afflictions, man. So how are they licking those wounds? They're coming over here and pretty much oppressively hurting, man.
That's right. If I could say this too, man, about them heathens, man, being those dogs that are licking the swords of our people, because Esau systematically set us all up in bunches, in so-called projects and barrios, you know, have us just fighting each other, killing each other, selling poison to each other. But then on the outskirts of that, because Esau, they don't want to come in themselves and have to like really deal with us in the environment. They'll set the heathens up to have businesses, whether it be bullshit, low quality food places, the little, you know, check cash mart, the little local store where you go get some cigarettes, you go get your 40, you know. Basically all these things to the God to destroy people, malt liquor, readily available. So the point is, Esau, he understands like his power and his rulership in his mind, and he don't even want to come to us directly. He's still profiting because those people, they tribute to Esau, but he'll set them up in our neighborhood to deal with us. You got Hamites profiting off us too.
That's a part of the Confederacy, man.
That's right.
That's a part of the Confederacy that each of the heathen nations will have their portion in us, man.
Yep.
Okay? But again, that also goes back to the scripture that the brother was talking about earlier, how he has nobody that sits next to him, man.
Yep.
Because again, the heathens were supposed to have an equal portion in us. Alright? But all the heathens get is the heathens. That's why the heathens are referred to as the dogs. That's right. That lick up the wounds, man. Okay, because they ain't in a high enough position to be considered the royalty, the rich man.
That's right, brother.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died.
It came to pass that the beggar died, man. Okay, so these people on this side are spiritually dead, man. Okay, this is the valley of dry bones that we in right now, man. Okay, go ahead.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
That's right. And the angels are trying to carry. Who are those angels? The angels are the men of the Lord out here at all these street corners, man. Trying to carry the dead man into the bosom of Yahweh Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Con. And also too, if I could bring out a point, going to the beggar dying, you know, the brother made a beautiful point going into the beggar Lazarus being referred to as the elect. Of course, we can put Israel in the whole, but Israel is the one walking this walk, teaching this word, dying in this truth daily as the scriptures talk about.
That's right.
So as you die in this truth, afterward, you carried into Abraham's bosom, which represents the kingdom of heaven being played out on earth afterwards. Okay? So it says, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
The rich man also died and was buried. He was sent to hell, man. Okay?
Shalom.
The so-called white man is going to die, man, for the atrocities that he done, man. Okay?
That's right. It talks about in Isaiah the 14th chapter how he's going to be put in hell. You know what I'm saying? Which we know represents the grave, where it talks about the worms going to be spread over thee and spread underneath thee. You know, where it says, thy pomp shall be brought down to the grave. That's what it's going into when that rich man dies.
That's right.
All right? Verse 23. And in hell, he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom.
The white man is at the point where he's starting to understand that these people are the chosen people of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. He's starting to understand that his kingdom is fallen, man. His kingdom is crumbling, and it ain't no portion in the kingdom for him, man.
That's right.
Pertaining to the men of the Lord preaching these scriptures of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? Go ahead.
Con. All right, verse 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
But why is he asking for Lazarus? Why is he asking for Lazarus? Because the so-called white man speaks lawfully concerning oppression, man.
That's right.
Send Lazarus down here, man. I know he remember when I gave him them crumbs, man. Off that table, man. I know he remember when I gave him that Bugatti. I know he remember when I gave him that penthouse suite, man. I know he remember when we took him out of the wilderness because we thought he was a barbarian,
right,
man, and fed him our doctrine. And told him that and told him to get off his knuckles. That's right. Goddamn right. We do remember that, man.
That goes into that mercy. He wants mercy, but he's never showed us mercy at all in the point of life. What he claims to be that Bugatti or that penthouse suite, in his mindset, he believes that to be mercy.
Right.
But ultimately, the stuff that he had gave us, the torment we had caught, but from being under this devil, he's got to get sevenfold, as the scriptures talk about.
It was the scraps, man.
Con, brother.
It was.
If I can say this, man. Yo, what came with that Bugatti though? What came with that
It was a
penthouse?
price. It was a price.
Your soul came with it.
Hey, what came with it was the swords and the dogs slapping those swords, right? You know, that's what came with it. The embarrassment, man. The defilement, man. The oppression, man. All that came along with chasing those dreams, man.
Con. All right. Verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime received thy good things, and likewise life.
That's right. Remember what you received? You got your mercy already, man. You received your constellation, man. Did you not remember you inherited the earth by the sword? This blessing was the fatness of the earth, man. Right. You had your blessing already, man.
God. And likewise Lazarus, evil things.
And on top of that, you didn't do nothing good to Lazarus, man. You ain't did nothing profitable or charitable to the people on this side. And if you did do something charitable for these people on this side, it was blatantly disrespectful and only to your own benefit.
God. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
But now he is comforted and you are tormented, man. Now the people on this side are being awoken and ultimately going to reach salvation in the kingdom and rest and glory under Yahweh Shemel Shah. And it's time to flippity flop and flip flop, man. It's time for you to receive your judgment, man. And this is pretty much what's going down in this current captivity as we speak. Okay, on a carnal level, you see Esau's marketing schemes and things of pertaining to, like I said, pertaining to a carnal level. You see Esau's scheme of things crumbling. The only way Esau can sustain a profitable empire is if he uses Jacob. That's on a carnal level, but on a spiritual level, okay, your whole kingdom is gonna fall, man. No matter what you do. And the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna be ushered in. Anybody else got something?
I got one.
Well, can I make a point of what you were saying? You were talking about the kingdom falling. I was online looking at, if you know the breakdown of Revelation 13, the 10 horns and all that, Daniel 7 as well. I was reading some about the EU, I want to say the EU building in Brussels. They have a statue in front of it, and it's a woman, a naked woman sitting on top of a beast. And it's like they know the prophecy. They know the Bible, they know the scriptures, and they can't get away from it. They can't. This was, Daniel talked about this, and that long time ago. And then as we live our lives right now, all this stuff is playing itself out. But it's not just us that sees it, knows about it. The so-called white man knows about it too. The so-called white man understands all this stuff. But you would think that he would go the opposite way. But he plays right into the prophecy, plays right into it. So you go over there with the EU, and like Daniel had and John had, with the revelation of the 10, the beast with the 10 horns and so on. That's really going down over there. In Europe, in Brussels, right in our faces. But not only that, if you believe they have a House resolution or something like that, it's called Resolution 666. And also a seat in their little parliament, 666. And the funny thing, I think at this point in time, they might have had it filled, but over a long span of time, nobody sat in that chair. 666 was left empty. But they had this resolution or a recommendation that would say, that pretty much says, long story short, that says, with the breakdown of society, this resolution grants all power to this one specific person. It doesn't really name the person, but it's Resolution 666. So as your mind, you put it all together, like it's like they're saying that Satan is running this kingdom. And then you look at the empty seat, what's the seat number? 666. They know all this stuff.
That's right.
They know their time is up. And they stay, but you would think they would try to wiggle out of it. Instead of putting the woman on the beast, it'd be a whole different thing, right? But they play right in the prophecy because they know that they're the seed of Satan. They know they're the devil. You got a perfect
Yeah, I do. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us?
Who seeth this? The thing you have now is the internet. Everybody sees it.